Welcome back to Idaho Today. It's time for our Artist Spotlight. I was so excited about this. With a career spanning 4 decades and over 100 million album sales, Dave Stewart is one of the most respected and accomplished talents in popular music history. You likely know him as one of the co-writers and founders of the world-famous duo, the Eurythmics, with Annie Lennox. But he also worked with artists such as Bob Dylan, Mick Jagger, Tom Petty, Gwen Stefani, Stevie Nicks, Daryl Hall, Katy Perry, Sinead O'Connor, Aretha Franklin, and so much more. The list goes on, not to mention the numerous awards and accolades. Idaho is now getting the honor of seeing Dave Stewart perform live tonight in person during his Eurythmics Songbook Sweet Dreams 40th Anniversary Tour. Dave landed in town yesterday, and I had the pleasure of connecting with him. Check this out. Dave Stewart, I am so elated to be talking to you right now. I mean, we all know who you are, but I'm going to remind everybody of just the incredible history that you have as a performer. I mean, you have over 4 decades of an incredible career, 100 million album sales. Obviously, you are one of the co-founders of the Eurythmics with Annie Lennox, one of my absolute favorites. And you've co-written songs with, just a few names that people might know, like Bob Dylan, Mick Jagger, Tom Petty, Gwen Stefani, Sinead O'Connor, Aretha Franklin.
Yeah, I'm sitting in a room with, some people that were like, to me, legends when I was growing up, like the Rolling Stones or Bob Dylan or whatever. And so looking back on it is more sort of like, not shocking, but like, I just can't quite get my head around it. I'm on tour at the moment with Bryan Adams, and I have an all-girl 8-piece girl band that are all amazing musicians, like virtuosos and singers, and we're having a great time. And we're playing tomorrow night,
Yes.
just outside of 20 minutes from where I am at the moment. And where I am at the moment is Boise, Idaho, and that's why we're chatting.
Why did you decide to put this together?
I got asked by Nile Rodgers if I would play a whole set of Eurythmics songs at the closing of this famous festival in London called Meltdown, and it's curated by different people. Patti Smith, David Bowie did it, and he was curating it this time. And I thought about it, and I thought, why not? So I put a band together, and I decided to make this like film that went with it on a screen, and I performed, 2 hours of Eurythmics songs to a packed out audience, and everybody went crazy about it, and then the reviews were great. And right then, this is just before COVID, I thought, I should take this on the road.
Yes, and we're so glad that you did. Because then now, I mean, my goodness, we all here finally get to go see this live in person today here in Boise. I would love to know, though, because you had mentioned, you never anticipated when you started this career that one day you'd be sitting down in a room working with, people that you looked up to, like Bob Dylan, for instance. So what was it like when you actually got to sit down and create and, make art with these people that are also so significant themselves?
I didn't ever think about being a musician. I was going to be a soccer player.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was playing on about 3 different teams, and this is in the northeast of England. And when I was 14, somebody broke my kneecap on a soccer pitch, and it was down sitting in the house and really depressed about it. And same time my mum had left my dad. My dad was sad at work. My brother had gone away to college. I was just sitting on my own, and the postman came with a box, and it had a stamp from Memphis on it, and looked very exotic, like USA, Memphis. And I realized, my cousin Ian had gone to Memphis. He was about 9 years older. And I opened it, and inside was 2 pair of Levi corduroy jeans, which I'd never seen before. But under that was 3 blues albums. But when I saw these albums, I thought, I'll put them on my dad's record player. And I put one on, and I went into a kind of trance. My brother had a guitar in the wardrobe with 5 strings on it. And then I started to sort of play on that, and then I put the radio on. It was the Stones and the Beatles, and I was like, songwriting is really interesting. And fortunately, Elton was one of the greatest. I got to sit there listening to him working. I had been through a little bit of a sort of a university course in songwriting, just watching Elton. And then it was never ending. It was like Tom Petty and this one and that one. And at the same time, I was making albums after album with Annie. So, you know, it's just been a sort of never-ending journey of songwriting, playing live, and music became my whole life.
Lovely. So on that note, what is it going to be like when we go to the show here in at the Ford Idaho Center, the Eurythmics Songbook Tour? What can people expect when they come to this performance?
Well, it is a sort of visual feast because I have 8 amazing female musicians, but we've all got particular look right together. And then above us is the screen, which also is showing us on stage, but also interjected with films that I've made. So it's it's a full assault on the senses, really.